This is a free download from the BBC. For more information, go to bbc.co.uk/podcasts.
Hello, you podcasters. Well done on managing to get this far with my podcast. The podcast is the only place to hear the best bits of the week in one smooth, neat package that fits in your pocket. Over the next half an hour or so, you can hear why I got so angry with this caller. Shut those birds up, Jez! Seriously, you're doing my nutting. And find out who was doing this.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
The UK's biggest and longest-selling music compilation album is celebrating its 30th anniversary. We've sent Justin Daly out on the streets to talk to people. Morning, Justin.
Hello, Iain.
Should we play some of the tracks that made That's What I Call Music, the very first one, famous?
Oh, please.
Would love to get your opinions on some of these bad boys.
Come on.
What do you reckon, Daly?
Casey and the Sunshine Band, yep, love it.
Love it. Everybody wants your love. Everybody wants your love.
Oh, Culture Club. Go, you come and go. Oh, UB40. You're not going to sing, or is it just going to be me?
I'm waiting for you to sing. You were singing along very, very nicely. Well,
Yeah.
there's some of the classics there, although I literally cannot stand UB40. I would rather have my ears pulled out.
Yeah,
and thrust
only
on
the
spikes.
biggest selling reggae band in the world.
Yeah,
but yeah,
awful.
Yeah.
Listen, Kokomo was the biggest selling single the Beach Boys ever had. Doesn't mean it's a good song.
Now, wasn't that the longest time span between a number one?
You are very good. 27 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Well done. You're at Good Vibrations,
From Cocktail,
and that from Cocktail. Well done. Now, you've been speaking to people about the Now tapes they had. I'm guessing it was mainly girls that bought these things.
No, I love them. I have to say, I grew up on these albums.
Again, I'm guessing it's mainly girls that bought these things.
Do you know what? Lamar appears on the very first Now album twice.
Yep.
Once with Kajagoogoo, but his face is not actually on the album with Kajagoogoo because he'd left the band by then. Once as a solo artist as well. I've always kind of based my appearance on Lamar. I was down the pub the other week. I was outside having a cigarette. There I was, all dressed up nice and smart. Had my lovely suit jacket on, low-cut T-shirt, showing off some bronze chest.
Oh.
And there was two thugs outside,
Yeah.
and they started singing Too Shy at me. It all got very embarrassing. And there was a girl with them, and she said, please, you two, just shut up. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Stop picking on Lamar.
I was bullied. But
Yeah.
for me,
Yes.
the Now albums went downhill at Now 29 because you used to get them in a big chunky case.
Yeah,
The big
you
chunky CDs. And then they went to the slim CD
Oh, dear.
and reduced the price.
You
That was
really have
nonsense.
no life at all, do
But
you?
you've been saying this morning that women bought these albums and
Correct.
that real men didn't buy them. I've been in Luton this morning getting people's memories of their very first Now CD, and this is what people had to say. Leslie, what's your memories of buying your first ever Now album?
My first memories of my first ever Now album was probably Woolies.
Yeah.
And it was probably this is so cool, these are original artists, all on the same vinyl for a good price.
Yeah. So you got fond memories then?
I have, yeah.
Do you still buy them now?
Not quite so often.
Can I ask why?
Oh, I suppose it's all down to your iPhone and everything now, isn't it? Although you can still buy them on there.
Yeah.
And it's probably due to not being all my taste in music now.
John, you're a massive music fan, so you must have every single Now album, surely.
Funny enough, I've never bought one.
Why?
Rubbish.
What do you mean
Absolute rubbish. There are probably one or two decent hit records, and all the rest were non-entity records that nobody ever buy.
You see, Ian's got this theory that men like yourself will go out and buy real albums, and women, they would be the ones buying the compilation albums. Would you go along with that?
Yeah, I bought things like Stevie Wonder and lots of Motown, Temptations, Four Tops, those sort of albums, but compilations.
So no regrets about not having one single Now album in your collection?
No.
Well, let's put this theory to the test. Here we have Fiona and Jason. Couple, are you married?
We got 10 kids.
You got 10 kids? Wow. That's impressive. Been a busy boy, haven't you?
Just a bit, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk
So
Now
the
albums.
Now CDs.
The Now CDs. So are you a big fan of the Now CDs?
Yes, I am.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Now,
I
your
am.
other half here, would
Yeah.
he go and buy them?
No, he'd want me to buy them, but he'd want to listen to them.
Because of the shame?
Because he's a big fan of the Spice Girls.
Is this true?
That is true.
It's all getting very embarrassing. So what you're saying is that you would go and buy them because you enjoy them, but your partner wouldn't buy them because he would feel embarrassed about doing so.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, you see, Justin. It pretty much proves my point, doesn't it?
Yeah, I have to say, how long have we been working together for now?
Too
About a
long.
year or so, yeah.
Yeah,
I
8
think
months.
I'm actually going to write this down in my diary because I think that's the first time in all of those hours, those weeks, those months that we've been working together that you've actually been right.
Oh, ho. You're fired. I can do that. You're fired.
Lovely.
Simple as that. Stay on the line. Ricky's in Dunstable. Morning, Ricky.
Good morning.
I'm fine, thank you. Do you back my decision to fire Justin Daly?
No, he's all right, he is.
He's what?
He's okay, he is.
He's okay.
Thanks.
He's okay. Who's your favourite person on Three Counties Radio, Ricky?
Well, we all are, because it's a good for the first thing in the morning till 7 o'clock at night.
Iain wants an ego massage.
If I could understand what Ricky was saying, then I would get one. Now, Ricky, I'm teasing you, being a good sport. You've got lots of Now compilations, haven't you?
Like the tapes.
You got the cassettes?
60s.
Yep.
I've got one to when they stopped doing them.
Right. So you've
got one in the box up in the loft. I just wonder what they're worth now.
Well, we Justin?
What are they worth? Well, in actual fact, I found out last night one of my Now CDs is worth about £500. So I'll be on eBay later on. If you've got the original vinyl, obviously it depends on the condition of the album. But if you've got the early ones on CD, they're the ones that are worth the money.
But Ricky, you've got them on cassette because you stopped buying them when they're on CD. Is that correct?
Well, no, I bought them CD as well.
Oh.
You know, I mean, all the ones on the tape I should buy around the boot sale. But about 5 or 7 years ago, now one was costing about £500 or £700.
Oh.
What it's costing now, I don't know.
Ricky, you're a girl.
No, I'm a bloke.
No, you're a girl because only girls buy Now compilations. Blokes go and buy proper albums.
Right, okay then.
We like the deep album cuts, don't we?
Yeah, I think they're right now, but they're too expensive to buy now.
What's the best Now compilation, Ricky? What's the best one?
Well, I think the ones in the 90s and that sort of like the better ones. Yeah. The music nowadays is not that good, is it?
It's rubbish nowadays. What is it? Right. Who is this Lady Gaga and Lana Del Rey? What's all that about?
I don't know.
A load of old guff. Ricky.
They're time messages.
Huh?
They're time machines, they are, I think.
Ricky, you've been a good sport. I appreciate your call this morning. Thank you very much. There we go. Ricky, you see, Ricky has got he's got lots of them.
A lot of people have. I mean, my dad has got every single one. He's got every single one, and there is a good reason behind that.
There is no good reason behind it, Justin.
There is a reason, and the reason being that he worked for Virgin.
Oh,
and of course, the Now albums were on Virgin Records, and we watched the documentary last night, and the people that he used to work with were on that documentary.
So he nicked them?
Yes.
So your dad has got them because he's a thief?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. All right, Justin, well, listen, thanks very much for calling.
Yeah, thanks, Ian.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
There we go. I'll have words with him later on. I don't know, it's the attitude. The reporting is adequate. Is adequate for, what he does. It's the attitude is the problem.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is iainlee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hey, do you remember when Watford lost 1-0 to Crystal Palace? I'm still getting over it. Ahead of the game, I had a chat with Barry from Watford. What kind of music do you listen to?
Oh, mainly, I like, Perry Como.
Yes.
I like, he's not as popular as he was nowadays. People are very homophobic. But the thing is, I like easy listening.
Yes.
Easy listening.
Yeah.
I like Dunican. I like Como, Crosby.
Are you a homosexual?
Yeah, get there 5 minutes after I did.
Oh, sorry, I do apologise.
Now, what I like on a day like today,
yes.
Elton John.
Oh, I see what you've done there.
I've segued nicely into talking about Elton John because today is the day his team, Watford, and my team, and all your listeners' team are going to Wembley. I just hope, if I am at Wembley, whatever you do, if Watford at Wembley, don't sit behind Elton, because with that Marie Antoinette wig, you can't You can't see a thing.
I don't think he necessarily wears that anymore. It's not 1982 anymore, is it?
Well, he does. I've seen him in Watford wearing it. He can't get on the bus with it. They won't let him on.
So you're a Watford fan, are you, Barry?
Oh, yeah.
Like just that was going nowhere, so I thought I'd save you. So you're a
Yes.
Yes, you're a Watford fan, are you?
Yes, the clue's in the name, Ian. I'm from Watford.
Oh, I see.
I'm very much. I've supported them for years.
You went to the last Watford game, didn't you? The semis.
I went to the semi against Leicester. Cheats never prosper, and that's how Watford won it. And today, this morning, I woke up with a knot in my stomach.
Oh.
Basically, yeah, nasty, but I woke up, 6 o'clock, bang on 6 o'clock, whack, 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 whack. Why Margaret does that in my ear first thing in the morning, but what I'm going to do, we're going to have a Watford breakfast.
What does that mean?
It's a red, black and yellow breakfast. I'll do the yellow of the egg, I'll do a black pudding, and I'll do ketchup, and we'll celebrate in the breakfast of the Watford colours.
It sounds disgusting.
Well, it's a little thing called loyalty, mate. And it just gets the thing going, and we're going to feel nice, and we're going to go off to Wembley.
Yeah. Okay, I'm speaking now. No, it's my show.
You speak.
I will do, thank you. If you shut up for a second, I will if you let me get a word in.
Your turn.
Thank you very much. So,
go.
I will.
Speak.
I am now, so shut it.
Here we go.
Okay, so, do Watford stand a chance, really, against the mighty Crystal Palace?
Oh, of course they do. We've got all manner of foreign people who have been drafted in the team on loan, probably illegally. And yes, I think we will. We'll be triumphant. We've got, not only that, I'm wearing my lucky scarf, my lucky hat, lucky pendant, lucky keyring, lucky trousers, lucky shoes. I've got lucky trainers I wear for Watford match. Margaret's got her lucky pants on that she wore for the 84 Cup final. She wore them in 2006 when we went up. She wore them at the semis, and she's wearing them today. They've gone a bit in the gusset area, but they really are lucky. And I hope...
I don't think you can say gusset on BBC Local Radio.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, so...
I beg your pardon. But they're very lucky, and that's all you need to know.
That's all we need to know. Do you have any special rituals, apart from wearing your lucky clothes? I know lots of fans have rituals, don't they?
Well, I'll stick on a bit of Elton.
Yeah.
I'll go twice round the garden with my Watford hat on.
Yeah.
You turn round twice, spit, swear, and I'll look at my lucky picture of Luther Blissett, and that should do it.
I like Luther Blissett. He had some cracking records in the 70s, didn't he?
Oh, didn't he?
Yeah. But is Elton John associated with Watford anymore?
Of course.
Oh.
He used to be the chairman.
Yes.
And then, up until a few seasons ago, he was playing in the forward line.
Now, listen, unless you've got anything else you need to say about Watford, I feel we've exhausted that.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know.
What can I help you with? I'll save your show.
Save it?
From the fire. No one's phoning in.
No, listen.
I'm trying to help.
Well, trying is the word.
What else can I help you with?
Well, we're reintroducing a game that was played a long, long time ago on BBC Three Counties Radio. It's called
Paul Scoins.
Sorry?
Paul Scoins?
Yes, it is.
Let me play it. What do I have to do?
Well, Paul Scoins is here. Paul, how do we play Paul Scoins?
Well, Ian, it's simple. It's the ultimate what's in my pocket phone-in, because it's how many coins are in my pocket. And I will jangle them for you, Barry.
So you're going to jangle. Let's everyone be quiet. That really is a rather unpleasant sight, what I'm seeing there. Okay. You heard him. You heard Paul's coins. No, hang on. Paul Scoins. I'm confused now. Jangling. What's your name?
Paul Scoins.
Okay. So you heard Paul's... Oh, I've just got it. It sounds like your name, yeah.
So, should I tell you where it came from?
Yeah, go on.
Well, occasionally you Google yourself, right? I mean, I've done it once. And when I did do that... a website came up, www.paulscoins.com. I thought, whoa, hang on, how can there be another one? Because it's quite a rare name. Anyway, I clicked on the link, and it was some bloke called Paul and his collection of coins.
Brilliant. Was it JVS who was up for Sony? I'm being rude. I hope they're listening. I hope the panel's listening to this.
This has been optioned on living.
Go on. From where I'm sitting, that sounded like quite a few coins, I'll be honest.
OK, well, you need to be a little bit more specific than... Here it comes again. How much money do you think Paul has got in coins in his pocket in the game we're playing, Paul's Coins?
Is several coins not acceptable?
No, we need a sum. I need a sum from you.
OK, let me have a think. Start the clock. Is there a clock?
There is no clock.
Well, there should be in terms of your show, mate. There we go. Let me see. 6 coins. I'm getting 6 coins.
No, but we know. No, we need a financial total.
Oh. It sounded like there was a 50p in there jangling.
Right. Just say a monetary figure.
I'm just thinking, Ian.
I know, but, come on.
£1.53.
No.
That's incorrect.
It's incorrect.
That's incorrect, I'm afraid, Barry.
How long does this game go on for? 1:47?
No, you only get one crack of the whip.
2.63.
No,
£4.15.
Every figure you incorrectly...
£3.10.
Every figure you incorrectly suggest, you have to send to us.
Oh, we should have made that clear.
Yeah, well, we may not have made that clear, but that is actually a rule. Terms and conditions...
The BBC won't give out any money, but we are allowed to contribute to funds.
Your licence fee is literally paying for this.
Listen, son, I do not pay my licence fee, admittedly, but if I did, I would...
Are you going to the game today, Barry?
Very much so.
You're not, are you?
No.
Thanks for calling.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.
On FM, AM, online and digital radio.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
BBC Three Counties Radio. First for news. During my show, the Hot Breaking Happening Here and Now news bulletin is brought to you by the Hot Breaking Happening Here and Now Catherine Boyle, along with some dirty innuendos.
And that's your latest news and sport. More from me at 7 o'clock.
Now, that's what I call music.
Yes.
Is it? The Now compilations are celebrating 30 years of putting a load of old pap on 2 cassettes and selling it to idiots. I'm not a big fan. Now 62, is that the same as Now That's What I Call Music? Are they the same things?
They don't have the pig on them anymore, though, do they? The pig with the shades.
Oh, I remember the pig with the shades. He was up there with the Jive Bunny, as far as I was concerned, for musical excellence.
Exactly.
Now, I think it's mainly kind of a girls' thing, because I would like to buy the album by the artist, or sometimes I would come out of a shop clutching a 12-inch.
But if you never had a disappointing 12-inch, you buy the whole thing and you think, oh, why did I bother? This was the day before downloads, and sometimes you just want a little taster.
Was this the day before downloads?
I had Mel and Kim.
Did you?
I had the whole album. I should have just stuck with Now.
What was your... were you into the Nows? You were like a child of the late 70s, weren't you?
I used to get them for my birthday.
Oh.
To go with my stereo.
Why would anyone want to listen to something like Limahl?
Limahl had his... fans.
Justin Daly, I think, is kind of like the Limahl of BBC Three Counties Radio. He's got rubbish hair, he's orange, and he's a bit camp.
Well, Limahl and Pat Sharp rolled into one. If they could have reproduced, I don't know, by budding or something like that, then they would have had Justin.
Wait, them and the twins.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Jez is in Iwick. Morning, Jez.
Morning.
Yeah, are you a fan of the Now That's What I Call Music?
Yes.
Oh.
I've got all of them.
What?
Every single one.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. Just a collectible thing. I just like collecting music. It's just something that I started, and I just thought I might as well carry on.
But it's not really music on there, is it?
Not now. I have to say, now they're a bit naff. There's a lot of rubbish on there. There's still the occasional good track, but I just came to the conclusion that I've started, so I'll finish, like Mastermind, I suppose.
Well, it turns out they're worth a few quid.
Yeah, I know they are. I actually bid for them on eBay, the early ones that I didn't have, the ones to sort of fill in the gaps, sort of like 2s, 3s and 4s. I bid for them and paid quite a lot of money for them.
How much? What's the most you've paid for a Now compilation?
I think I paid about 70 quid for one.
Oh, mate. Listen, I'm not in any way condoning illegal burning of music or anything like that, but just make your own, mate. Print the cover off with a colour printer, you can get them anywhere, and just burn your own CD.
I think the reason why I did it was because I used to do DJing. I don't now, but I used to DJ hospital radio, and I used to be a mobile DJ, and the reason why I started collecting them was because then I had all the up-to-date chart music. That was my reason behind it. And obviously you've got to prove you bought the original, so that's probably why I started buying them in the first place, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I kept it going, if you like.
There is controversy over this Now That's What I Call Music 4.
Yeah, I can clarify that.
Please, it's going for 360 quid on eBay. We've had several people saying, well, calm down, mate. It didn't have the Spice Girls on, it had Lionel Richie.
No. Let's get this straight. Basically, the situation... Will you lot shut up? That's why it's my birds. I'll come out the room.
Oh, God, for goodness sakes, can't you... No, I was going to say something horrible then. Throttle them. No, don't do that.
I've got 43 of them.
It would take a while, wouldn't it?
Right, anyway, basically, the situation with that is, I know what you're coming from. I think EMI produced the original Now That's What I Call Music compilation.
Yeah.
And there's another company, I don't know what record label it is, but much later started producing the Now That's What I Call Music.
Shut those birds up, Jez! Seriously, you're doing my nutting. Goodness, so how can you live with that row going on all the time?
Well, you get used to it.
Are they indoors?
Yeah.
Do you let them fly freely?
Yes.
What, all of them?
Yes.
Oh, no!
Not all at the same time. It would be absolute bedlam if I did that.
That'll be like... How do you get them back in their cage?
A lot of them go back in on their own.
What kind of birds are they?
Budgies.
Why would you have 43 budgies?
Well, I breed them, and I've rehomed quite a few. I've got a lot of ex-show budgies that I've rehomed, and people unwanted pets and things, and I breed them as well.
Is it true if you put food dye on the egg, they come out that colour?
There is, there is a practice,
yes,
where they have something called rainbow chicks. They only do it with chickens, I think.
Oh.
But there is some... it's highly illegal, obviously.
Oh, of course. No, don't do it. But how do you do it?
You can inject the egg with something, and it actually, when the chicks come out, they come out that colour. The feathers are that colour.
Isn't that cute? It's a shame that's illegal.
It's highly illegal.
Anyway, so go on. This is. Yeah, don't do it, kids. But if you do, send me a picture. But don't do it.
Nice colours as they are.
So hang on. But so this I've had someone else get in touch saying that this specific £360 Now That's What I Call Music 4 is from Asia.
Well, that's interesting.
Yes, it does say Malaysia on the back. So there's an implication there. You've not got that one, have you, Jez?
Which one's that?
You've not got this one, have you? The Asian one, have you? The Asian 4?
No, it's probably Bangor or something, I don't know.
No, it's not. It's the Spice Girls and Hanson. And I've seen both of those groups in concert.
That's not the original Now 4. This is the other one that they started producing much later.
Yes.
See, this is where it's all got very confusing, because Now 4 certainly didn't have any of that stuff on it. This is like, we're talking about late 90s here.
Oh, my goodness. So what was on Now 4?
Oh, my God. It was sort of... I'm trying to think, that was about 85-ish, wasn't it? Stuff like...
Your birds are actually driving me insane.
China Crisis and Madness and all that sort of stuff. It was just sort of Howard Jones sort of 80s stuff. I'll have to look it all up, because it's been so long since I've...
Have you got them all on a shelf in order?
Yes, I have.
Yes. No, not unfortunately, Jez. You are a gentleman, and that's what we do as gentlemen. I'm going to let you and your birds go, because, to be honest, they really were doing my nutting. How could you live like that? I don't want to cast aspersions on Jez, but I suspect he's a lunatic. No, I mean that from a loving place, but I really suspect he needs help. He's got all of the Now That's What I Call Music CDs and 43 birds that roam freely around his house. Imagine cleaning up all of that poop.
This is Iain Lee
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Bank Holiday Monday was a time to really push the boundaries of what's acceptable on radio. One of the things we did was play a game called Paul Scoins. Paul Scoins came up with it, didn't you, Paul?
Yes, I did.
Here it is. Back to the big news of the day. We are relaunching a game that's not... But when was the last time this was played, Paul?
I think it was 2005.
So this is... So for 8 years, this game hasn't been played. I'm beginning to realise why.
Why is that, then?
The phones have literally not been ablaze with news, with people calling in.
Maybe it's because they thought Barry for Watford was playing it. It was just a game for Barry.
This game is open to you. dear listener, it's my producer today. He's the political reporter normally, and all-round good guy. Paul Scoins. Paul, space, Scoins. So what's the game we're playing today?
It's called, Ian, Paul's Coins. See what I've done?
Oh, that's cute. So how does it work?
Well, it basically, I've got some coins in my pocket.
Yep.
And I jangle them, and people guess the amount.
Okay, so...
You don't win.
There's literally no prize.
There's no prize.
No.
Maybe that's what's not been...
I blame Jonathan Ross and Russell Brand.
Good.
Yeah, or was it Blue Peter? I can't remember which one stopped the prizes.
Maybe Radio 1?
I blame Radio 1. I blame, what's that chap's name? Bruno Brooks.
Bruno Brooks.
Blame him for so much. So you're going to stand up now. You've got your hand in your pocket.
Yep.
You've got coins in there. Let's have a jingle. It sounds rather unpleasant. Okay. You can hear those coins.
I was in the wrong mic, that's why.
No, oh, sorry, let go. That's it. That's better. Not really. Okay, so there are coins in those pockets.
Yeah.
08459 455. Don't take them out of the pocket.
Oh, sorry, took them out of the pocket.
08459 455 555. What's the financial value of those coins in Paul Scoins' pocket as we play Paul's Coins?
Mm-hmm.
And that's it, isn't it?
That's the game. It's, it is what it is.
Not a lot.
It's not a lot. Quite literally.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is iainlee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Watford lost 1-0 to Crystal Palace in the playoff final at Wembley yesterday afternoon. Our reporter, Justin Daly, has been dancing around like a merry little leprechaun and getting reaction. Morning, Justin.
Hello, Ian.
How are you feeling?
Very well, thank you.
Yes.
Let's not be unprofessional about this, being a Luton Town supporter.
You are really good at doing this impartiality, yet inside, you virtually tap-danced into the office today. You were like Sammy Davis Jr. on those feet.
I just had a nice weekend in Brighton. That's what that was about. But
No, can I just... Sorry, I've got to just say... Right, so just to go off on a tangent, Daly walks in, dancing and singing and stuff, and he did make some rather rude comments about Watford. But then he said, "Do you know what, girls? I've just spent." I had a cracking bank holiday. I went to an 80s disco in Brighton. I walked in, they were playing the Knack Marsharon. I thought, yes, this is the place for me.
Absolutely. And more to come on music before 9.
Oh, great.
But no, for years I've been ribbed about being a Luton supporter by Watford fans. But it was slightly dangerous for me yesterday because I was actually talking to Watford supporters in Hemel, and somebody said to me, "You're that Justin Daly, aren't you?" Yes, I am. You live in Hemel, don't you? Yes, I do. I'm thinking, please don't say you support Luton. I'm surrounded by Watford supporters. But I was talking to fans as they arrived back in Hertfordshire last night. Clearly they weren't happy. This is what they had to say.
Gutted. Absolutely gutted, really. Disappointed. To be honest, the way we played today, we didn't turn up. We could have played a lot better than that. Yeah, and I think a lot of Watford fans would be absolutely gutted at the moment. No, not happy at all, really. But there we go, that's football for you, isn't it?
Yeah. And just lastly, the script, was it almost written in advance for Kevin Phillips?
It's always the way, isn't it? It doesn't matter. With Watford, it happens all the time. What am I going to say? It doesn't matter. We always say, if an ex-Watford player comes back and plays against you, he's going to score. And sure enough, Kevin Phillips scored. A fair play to him. He didn't celebrate. And I don't know if you watched him turn away. Yeah. He ran away and kept his hands down. So, yeah, fair play to him. He's a great player. He still is, Not a lot we can do about that, really, now. But look forward to the Championship next season, I suppose, now.
Disappointed. Yeah. Disappointed. Very disappointed. That's a poor game for Watford, to be quite honest with you.
Pretty cheesed off because we never even turned up today. How's that?
I just thought Palace turned up, done the job, and they were a good side. They were the better team, and they done the job, but unlucky to Watford. At least they had a go, but Palace deserved to win, so...
Well, I'm a bit gutted. I thought we would score. But the longer it went on, the more I felt Phillips would get his nose in there.
We got worries, don't we? We got the loan signings, where they're going to go. Vidra, is he going to stay? We've got the transfer embargo as well. We're not quite sure where we are now. It's a bit of a concern for all of us, really.
I'm chuckling, Justin.
What are you laughing at?
Because in that report...
Yeah.
in that report, I can hear you doing your mock sincerity. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You must be devastated. Yeah. Tell me about it.
I kept it professional at all times. Yes, that's the thing. When you work in local radio and you live in the area, these things are going to come up from time to time. But they had a massive opportunity yesterday, and I think that all Watford supporters will look back on that in years to come and think, why didn't we do that? Because Palace going into that game, they weren't on great form at all. Their striker Glenn Murray, he was out injured. Watford had a massive chance yesterday, and for whatever reason, their players, and they've got some fantastic players, just didn't turn up and perform on the day.
Well, Justin, go and sit in your little radio buggy or whatever it's called. Turn your radio up loud and listen to this, because what you're about to hear now is the best of humanity. We've had the worst of humanity over the last week or so. We're about to hear the best of humanity. I wanted a Watford fan, I wanted a Palace fan to come on the air. It's like bringing Israel and Palestine together. I wanted to come on air and metaphorically shake hands. I think that's going to happen. Representing Watford, Pete Fincham. Good morning, Pete.
Good morning.
And representing Palace, we've got Leslie Palmer. Good morning, Leslie.
Morning.
Now, you can tell which one's which by the tone of their voice. Now, Pete, let's start with you. How are you feeling after yesterday, mate? You all right?
Feeling grateful we don't have to go to Hyde, Tamworth, Southport, Gateshead, Lincoln, Nuneaton, then Salisbury, Cambridge, Alfreton next season for a start.
Yeah, so grateful you're not playing all those big teams. You must be.
Absolutely. Sit in your car, little man.
Okay. Leslie. Sorry. How are you feeling, Leslie?
Happy. I don't think it's really entirely sunk in yet, because, to be honest, I'm not sure a lot of Palace fans, after our bad run into the final, thought we were actually going to do it. But, as you say, on the day, we just performed.
Now, listen, there's been a lot of tension in Luton, across the country recently, and I just thought, can we do something? Can we bring peace to the area? So, Leslie, as a Crystal Palace fan, is there anything you'd like to say to Watford fan Pete?
Yeah, hard luck, and Watford and Palace aren't teams that are that dissimilar. We have to take our breaks when we get them, and yours will probably come soon.
Now, Pete, as a Watford fan, is there anything you'd like to say to Palace fan Leslie?
Yeah, I mean, Leslie knows the score. She's been up there before. She'll probably have a pretty mediocre season, which will ultimately end in probable relegation.
Oh, no, Pete!
Listen, have a great time. And look, let's be honest, like, you deserved it yesterday. We were pretty poor. And also, we had enough chances over the season not to be in the playoffs when we were 2-0 up at home to yourselves and came out to 2-2. Actually, Kevin Phillips, when he was playing for Blackpool, because he's also a loanee, when he scored the goal that got them back in the game up at Bloomfield earlier in the season at 2-0. So, I mean, Palace, good luck to you.
Pete, no, I'm not. No, Pete, I'm not having this. Leslie, I apologise. This is not what I planned.
Okay. He's allowed to be bitter.
No, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. Good luck, genuinely. I don't want to go to Barnsley. I'd rather be in your position. I'm not bitter. You deserved it yesterday. I think we cocked up our season at the end, and it was a real shame. But Palace, have fun. I mean, have a great time.
But it's only going to last a year. Is that what you're saying, Pete?
Yeah, of course. Over the 46 games, we were better than Palace. We finished third, but that wasn't good enough.
Over the game that mattered, Leslie. I apologise. I think that.
As I say, he's feeling a bit emotional, I can tell.
Well, listen, you've both been very, very good sports. Leslie, I suggest you've been a slightly better sport than Pete. Pete did, offer the kind of hand of friendship. Then he pulled it back, stuck his thumb to his nose and waggled his fingers, didn't he? That's what he did. He got a few digs at Justin Daly, so that makes it all worthwhile.
On FM, AM, online and digital radio.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
For some reason, we're doing riddles this morning. I don't know how. It's a little bit parochial, but it's a bank holiday. We're kind of a bit relaxed here. Sandra has sent us in a couple of riddles. What happens when you throw a yellow rock into a purple stream? And how far will a blind dog walk into a forest? Well, Ruth from High Wycombe. Ruth, you think you have the answer to at least one of these, do you?
Yes, I do.
Which one?
The one about the blind dog walking into the forest.
How far will a blind dog walk into a forest? I hate these things. What's the answer?
Okay, well, he'll walk into the middle, because when he's gone over the middle, he's walking out. How far will a blind dog walk into the forest? So he'll walk into the middle, so it doesn't matter how big the forest is. And then once he's reached the middle, he's walking out.
literally makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, it does.
Well, but... someone texted something similar to that, and I didn't understand it. Mr. Darcy has texted, the blind dog goes halfway in and halfway out.
Yeah, that's right. It's the same sort of concept.
But
halfway. It doesn't matter how big the forest is. It could be 30 miles.
So he walks 15 miles?
Well, he would do, yeah. He'd walk 15 miles in and 15 miles out.
So he walks 30 miles?
Well, that's how big the whole total of the forest is, but it could be 2 miles.
Well, so how far does he walk into the forest?
He walks to the middle. It doesn't matter how far.
Is it 2 miles or 15 miles?
Well, it could be 25 miles.
Where is this forest?
It could be anywhere. And it doesn't have to be a blind dog either.
What?
It doesn't have to be a blind dog.
So why... So it could be any animal with any form of disability?
Well, it doesn't have to even have a disability.
Is it
a person?
So hang on, doesn't even have to be an animal, it could be a person?
That's right.
So why has Sandra specifically said a blind dog?
Well, because a blind dog, like a blind person, aren't supposed to see where they're going. But I don't think that's got any reason why Sandra's put that on the riddle.
So, let me just get this straight, okay?
Yeah.
Why is the dog blind? What happened? Is it from birth, or is it an accident that happened during its life?
Let's say it got knocked over on the road.
Okay, so, has he got a limp?
Yeah, okay.
Some might argue it would be better to put a blind dog down.
Well, yeah, they would, wouldn't they?
Why is this why is this blind dog that's been knocked down, he's got a limp, he's obviously badly looked after, why has he been abandoned in a forest? Because he's blind?
But he might not have been abandoned in a forest.
What's he doing in a forest then, Ruth?
He's going for a walk.
Why?
Well, because dogs need to walk.
Who lets a blind dog walk on their own in a forest?
But he's not on his own, he's with his owner.
Do the RSPCA know about this?
Oh, I would hope so.
Who's that cackling in the background?
Sorry, that's my husband.
Tell him to shut up. He's not taking this seriously enough at all.
Oh, sorry.
What's your husband's name?
Jez.
Jez, shut up! I'm talking to Ruth about this flipping blind dog. So, this forest could... You're right.
Sorry. Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
I've not made you cry, have I, Ruth?
No, you haven't.
I'm going to work on it. Now, this blind dog...
Yeah.
Is the forest... So, the answer... Give me the answer again.
He walked to the middle.
Yes.
Because he's walking in.
Right.
And then after he gets to the middle, he's walking out.
I hate Sandra for sending this in. Do you know the answer to the one about the yellow rock in a purple stream?
Oh, I haven't got a clue.
OK, well, Ruth, thank you very much for calling. I'm not angry with you, I'm just frustrated.
Thank you,
Thank
Ian.
you, Jez, bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go, Ruth, thank you very much indeed. Did you understand any of that, Paul?
No, not at all.
I'm hot and bothered now. Hot under the collar.
That's the way I like it.
Now, you're back to play Paul's Coins.
I am, yeah.
We've got Lee from Chelmsford. Morning, Lee.
Morning.
Now, Chelmsford, is that in Beds, Herts or Bucks?
No, Essex.
Well,
I think they've got their own station, haven't they?
You've got BBC Radio Essex, which is pretty poor. I've listened to it. Yeah, whoa.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Well,
you can't say that.
Why?
You can say that.
You can just play. Okay.
Lee, you're an illegal listener.
Is that right?
You're a bootleg listener.
It makes it sound even better.
Oh, OK, we're a little bit naughty in BBC Three Counties in many ways. OK, you want to play Paul's Coins?
I'd love to play Paul's Coins.
If I tune into BBC Essex next week and hear something very similar, I will be furious with you, Lee. OK?
To be fair, there's a limit. Only my brother could do this.
What's his name?
Matthew.
Matthew's Coins doesn't work. Oh.
It does work. Yeah.
OK, right, Paul, stand up.
OK.
Get your hand in your pocket. The other pocket with the coins in.
Sorry.
Give him a jingle. OK, Paul, you're hearing Paul jingle his coins. What's the financial total of Paul's coins?
Well, I can hear pound coins in there,
right?
And I'm thinking a few pound coins as well. So I'm going for £7.60.
OK, listen, I think we can start giving clues now. There are literally no pound coins in that pocket, and it is much, much less than £7.
I thought he was a wealthy man, so pound coins would be there.
No, there are no pound coins in there.
It's the minimum I carry.
Yes, there are no pound coins, I'm afraid, Lee.
Okay.
Take that to BBC Essex and stick that in their pipe and let them smoke. That sentence makes no sense.
Okay.
Lee, thank you for being an illegal listener.
Thanks, Ian.
Take care, fella. Bye-bye. Ta-ta. Well, there you go. It's not £7. It's significantly less than that, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, significantly.
08459 455 555. Just how much money has Paul Scoins got in Paul's coins?
On FM, AM, online and digital radio.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
On Three Counties, JVS always does the big phone-in. But this week, I dared to ask the question he's never dared to ask. What have you left on the roof of your car, huh? Genius. This guy here is a legend.
Is that it? Is that better now?
Hello. Do I sound... I sound fat, PH. This guy here is a legend. Everything I've been saying about him off air, nearly everything, I take that back. We've been worrying. You came in and said, you sound a bit thin.
Yes, you've been sounding thin all morning. Thinner than normal.
I've not had my limiter on.
You haven't, no.
I don't know what any of these buttons do on this desk, any of these knobs and things you've got to twiddle with.
Well, it's circa 1982.
It's an incredible piece of kit.
Yeah, but just make sure that middle one's always up.
OK, keep the middle one up. And now I sound...
Keep the middle one always up, and then you'll be all right. That's my motto.
So keep the middle one up?
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Just like that.
Like that, OK. I'm indicating with a finger what you mean by that. You mean just no, otherwise I need visual reminders, otherwise I forget things. So I'm going to keep the middle one up.
OK.
Jonathan Vernon Smith.
Yes.
Hand your Sony Award back.
Well, I've heard this.
Hand it back.
Do you know,
Give it to me. Cross your name out, put mine on.
I heard on your big phone-in this morning, I heard a lovely story this weekend.
Yes.
And this show, you see, I live in Hertfordshire.
Wonderful.
And in Hertfordshire, you get a very, very good quality of person.
Don't you just?
And this is a great example of it. I, at the weekend, was at a friend's house, and she said, you won't believe this.
Yeah.
She said, I was in St Albans, and I put my mobile phone on the roof of the car while I was trying to get my child in the back, and I drove off. And I got home and I thought, where's my mobile phone? About 2 hours later, a man arrives at the front door.
Wow.
He says, your mobile phone flew off the roof of your car.
Yep.
I went through your phone book. I found your mum's telephone. I phoned her. She gave me your address, and I'm just bringing your phone back.
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't that lovely?
That is what makes Britain great.
Yes.
Did she give him a reward?
I think she offered him a cup of tea, and he said no.
Oh, tight cow.
Oh.
Seriously? A cup of tea? What miserable... I once found a bloke...
What do you want her to do? Suddenly start handing him wads of cash?
A tenner, yeah.
A tenner?
A tenner.
That's cheap.
It's more expensive than a cup of tea. What you do is you get the wallet out and you say, listen, please, let me. And hopefully the person will go, oh, no, don't bother.
But what are you paying them for?
For being honest, for being decent, and for you not having to buy a brand new mobile phone.
But they're not some kind of bellboy. Go into your purse. Let me give you some pocket money.
I lost my wallet in Sweden, and I was gutted. And then I got a phone call saying, we found your wallet.
They're very honest.
Very, very honest.
Very.
Well, so but my brother-in-law, who lives in Sweden, took me to this apartment. It wasn't that far away, and we went there. I think they were swingers.
Oh.
I think there were swingers in there. And they were a young couple and another lady. And they said, we found your wallet. And they'd Googled me, so they thought I was a bit of a celebrity. And they said, we're going to go to a club in town. Do you guys want to come with us? No, I don't want to come with you to a club in town. They said, you might enjoy it. It's an interesting club. I said, whoa, no way. And then I gave them, like, €5. They were disappointed with that.
You gave them $5... You see, I would be more offended if someone offered me, like, £5 or £10 than if they just said, I'm so thankful, thank you so much.
She should definitely have given a reward.
Money?
Yeah, of course.
I think it's a bit common.
Even if you're paying for his time. He found the phone, he didn't nick it, he didn't put it in the bin, he picked it up, he phoned the mum, he called the mum.
You know what the best thing would have been? Bottle of wine.
Bottle of wine would have been
lovely. That would have been class if you'd said, wait there, you went down to your wine cellar, and you picked out one of your very nicest bottles of Chateau Neuf de Pape, and you arrived back at the front door and you said, please have a drink on me. Thank you so much.
Look, do you want a cup of tea, love? Come in for a cup of tea. Watch a bit of telly with me. Cash in the Attic's on.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
On Friday, Friday show, I was asking, what have you done to impress someone of the opposite, or indeed the same sex? Well, Justin Daly started going on some weird tangent about how he likes to get cards from people for no reason whatsoever.
What would I like? I would like
someone to sew up your jeans, or
sew up my jeans for me, to cook me some nice meals, and to write cards. You know what? I'm a man of words.
Write cards?
Yeah, to write me a nice card every now and again, just to say.
What does that even mean?
Well, you know, writing nice cards. You go into a shop, you buy a card. You know a card? Heard of that?
I know a card, but what, for your birthday?
No, just you don't have to write a card for birthday or Christmas. You can write a card just to tell somebody that you love them.
No, what?
I like that.
No, just giving a card just for the sake of giving a card? So what, you come down and there's your cornflakes, there's your orange juice, and then there's a card. All right, Justin, I really love you. I just bought this card to say that.
Yes, absolutely.
That's mental.
I do that quite often.
Really?
Yes.
The cards are really expensive.
Oh, come on. You're looking at about £1 for a card.
You buy the classy ones. Oh, I'm sorry,
exactly.
Jess, I didn't realise.
I buy a nice pack for what, £2 or £3. Keep them there for the year. But no, in all seriousness,
yes, let's be serious.
That's really nice. That's really, really nice, because every now and again you've got to tell your partner what she means to you, and I think the best way to do it is to do that with you sitting down and writing it. None of this computer nonsense. Sitting down and writing it.
Well, Justin Daly, every time I get a glimpse into your mind, I really...
you get scared?
I do. I wish I didn't know you.
Thanks, Ian.
Justin, speak to you later.
Cheers.
Good lad. There we go, Justin Daly. Who just gives cards just for the sake of giving cards? I rarely do it on birthdays. I certainly don't do it at Christmas. I'm not going to spend money on a Christmas card. He wants the women in his life just to give him a card for the sake of giving him a card. I suspect the gentleman is having some kind of nervous breakdown.
On FM, AM, online and digital radio.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
I asked Catherine Boyle if she'd ever done anything to impress anybody. I think my words may have come out wrong, though. Now, you've not got a lot going for you. That was a really bad opening sentence. You start from quite a kind of base level.
Still not good.
I'll carry on. So I'm guessing you probably really have to pull out all the stops. It sounded fine in my head. It's just coming out...
Is this your usual line?
Wrong.
That you use it with women?
No. You have to work quite hard to attract the opposite...
Still not winning, no.
OK. What have you done to impress the opposite sex?
I had a complete image change at the age of 12.
At 12?
It involved a very, very radical haircut and a lot of Benetton.
The tennis clothes. Can a 12-year-old have an image?
Well, they did where I grew up.
And
No, it wasn't. It was when I moved here.
Oh.
When I first moved here, I found myself in the midst of something of a fashion parade at school. Whereas before I'd never bothered about it. Turned out I was wearing the wrong trainers. I was a year more advanced educationally. So, being a geek and dressing smartly didn't really help. So I played dumb and cut my hair off. Got the boy.
You should do the same thing here.
Oh.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
Paul called in to tell us about how he'd impressed a girl by lying to her.
Well, in my teens, I'm 38 now, so this was a long, long time ago. I'm from Manchester originally.
I would never have guessed, Paul. I would never have known.
Well, I was late 80s, early 90s teenager, so it was all mental up there anyway. So I once told a girl that I was Robbie Williams' cousin. We share the same surname. So I convinced her that I was Robbie Williams' cousin. All my friends covered for me. Even my mother sort of didn't cover for me, but sort of like, and then I dumbed it down a bit. I said I don't see him that often, but maybe one day, we'll be able to hook up with him and that. So.
Paul?
Yeah.
Naughty... I mean, do you look anything like Robbie Williams?
I'm better looking than Robbie Williams.
Of course you are. You're not a...
No, I don't, but obviously he's from Stoke-on-Trent, but when Take That burst onto the scene, it was all Manchester this, Manchester that, and I thought, well, that's quite ideal.
I'll cash in on that. And so this girl, let's call her Sharon...
Okay.
She fell for this completely, did she?
Yeah. We weren't together that long. It would have been a 6-month relationship.
Oh,
I managed to flag all the way through it.
Yeah.
That one day I would hook up with my cousin, and hopefully she'll be with me, and she loved it.
And you're so naughty.
Hey, it gets worse. Once when I was in Pembroke on a jaunt with some ex-university mates, we convinced everyone we was in a band from Manchester and we were just taking a break from recording our Rockfield Studios in Monmouth.
Yeah.
We told them that we'd supported Travis. And I was in this bar with everyone, and we were chatting with some of the locals, and we've been there. And one of the women there, girl at the time, she asked me for my phone number, and I actually wrote it on a £10 note and handed it to her.
Oh, you dirty boy!
At the time, I thought I am so amazing, but I'm 38 now, and probably for the last 15 years, I thought, that was probably not the right thing to do.
I could have spent that tenner. Think of all the things I could have bought with that.
Well, I'll tell you what, if she's listening, I want it back.
Did she not call you up?
Yeah, she did. But we were only down there for a couple of weeks.
Right.
So that the whole thing about, we were in a band, we were taking a break out and all of this.
Yeah.
We pulled it off as well. We pulled it off.
Paul, you are a very naughty man. Are you married now? Have you got a partner now?
No, I've been single for 2 years. I was with someone in Scotland, and we broke up 2 years ago, so I'm single now. No wonder, eh?
Yeah, well, exactly. if you're listening, if this voice approaches you in a bar and writes down his phone number on a tenner, tell him to jog on. He's no good for you. Paul, I appreciate. Thanks for coming on. What a naughty gentleman. I like it though. I do like that. The Robbie Williams cousin. That's a great line, isn't it? Oh yeah, I'm Robbie Williams' cousin, isn't it? He's mad for it. If you come out of me, we might get a meeting one day. You never know.
This is Iain Lee
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
And that's the end of this week's podcast. Don't forget, I'm on every weekday morning between 6 and 9. You can listen on iPlayer or keep downloading this every Friday. Justin Daly's here.
Hi.
Too late for the podcast.
Sorry.
Thanks for listening to this free download from BBC Three Counties Radio, your local radio station for beds, hearts and bucks, on FM, AM, digital radio and online at bbc.co.uk/3counties.